Good morning, this is Katie and my channel is View from the Middle. So I've been trying to do these shorts and just do a motivational quote because I really want to try to do something more positive and inspiring because I feel so inspired by so many different people that I follow, different literature, or I should say audios that I listen to while I'm on route that I wanted to do. And they say shorts is a huge thing. People love shorts, quick, instant gratification. So that's kind of the society that we live in. And I think because so many of us are so unhappy that those little short moments just take us out of, maybe our misery or sadness or anger or whatever it is that we're battling through. But I wanted to touch a little bit more about my quote today. And my quote today was, "Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how." And I think so many of us don't know what our purpose is or what direction to go from here, or is there more out there? Gosh, I think everybody deep down, that hope factor is there, like hoping that there's more. I mean, I know I do. I mean, that's what keeps me like waking up every morning and hitting my feet on the floor, and I'm off to the races in hopes that, eventually I will get there. And I try to do everything I can to change the different things in my life that don't work, trying to find the ones that do. And I'm still battling my why. What is my why? What is my purpose? When I was younger, I played basketball and I just thought that was my why. It gave me something to do, it gave me something to get positive attention, and it made me feel like, I was special. I had something to bring to the table that maybe somebody else didn't have, because I wasn't great at school. I mean, I'm lucky I even graduated, and I really graduated because I had some really amazing friends in my life, and I hung out with the smart kids, and they were a huge support to me. Otherwise, I don't know that I would have graduated. I always kept my grades right where I needed to be in order to be eligible. And as soon as the season was over, I was kind of done trying. But my point to that is I am 44 years old and I am trying to find my why. And I know a big part of what my why is that I want to work on my own personal education, educating my family and educating the ones that I love, and trying to put good mojo in. And I think for so many of us, we have lost our why because, I know when I was in school, I remember them saying like, it was so stressful because I was like, I could never see myself in, college. And the pushback then was like, if you don't go to college, you're basically going to be a worthless piece of crap. Like, you're not going to amount to anything. You're never going to be able to retire. Like, there was this huge push, so much so that we constantly did these assessments in school. And needless to say, I was never good at school. I was never good at tests. And so I remember my friends all testing, and they tested for teachers, they tested for lawyers, physicians, chemists. They got all these high things, and they all wanted to go to college. And so I tested customer service, taxi cab service, delivery service, which the irony in that is that's actually the industry that I'm in now. But I remember feeling because I was like, I don't want to be those things. Like, that's not what I want to be. I want to be somebody. And I was in such a torment thinking that, and I remember being really, really depressed. And I think it really set me back in life because I felt like the only way to be successful was to go to college. And I clearly was not going to make it. I even attempted, I was able to play basketball. So that made me go for, 3 semesters, but I just hated school. I was okay with working and making money, but I didn't want to go to school. Now, trade schools or any of that, none of that stuff was ever mentioned when I was in school. And keep in mind, I graduated in 97. So the school system, I feel like it really like narrows you down into thinking that you have to be a certain type of person to be successful. And then you chase this carrot, right, of retirement. And I'm going to beat that drum forever because if you are enjoying your why, like, it doesn't matter if you retire. You're living your purpose to the fullest. You're enjoying life. Right now, we think about retirement because we're not. Like, this sucks. Like, waking up every single day, going and working for a company that doesn't appreciate you, works you into the ground. You have very limited time off to try to attend activities and stuff like that with your kids. Like, I'm like, there's got to be more than this. And I'm just like, oh yeah, when I retire. Well, then my kids are grown. Like, I didn't get to see any of that. My niece and nephew's activities I missed out on. Trying to travel home to see my mom and my other half of my siblings. Like, I'm just like, I'm owned by this corporation in the hopes that maybe someday I'll get to retire on a fixed income, and not the journey I want. And just, I live it every single day, the American dream, the working class, the middle class, whatever you want to call it. I got a good job. I work at UPS. I got a pension. I got, 401k. And I'm probably luckier than the average person out there, right? I've made it, at least in my eyes from where I was at when I was in school. I was like, well, I've found success. I own a home, but we struggle month to month. To own a home and try to provide for your kids and stuff like that and grind every single day, like with the way that things are going, is only getting tighter and tighter, and it is not going to get easier. So if we don't find our why and our purpose and find something now that gives us joy, like, we're on a bad course. And I don't want to be part of the generation that basically was just bamboozled, settled for less, and allowed the next generation to clean up the mess. So please find your why. Find something that makes you happy. I'm working on it every day. It's actually not easy. It's like, what's your why? Like, it sounds so easy. But when you have listened to so many people outside telling you what you need to do, what you should do, and the only things you can do in order to be successful, and a lot of that was in school. I had some really phenomenal teachers, and they probably are, contributed to the successes that I currently have. But as far as like the way the school system is structured and the chains that they put on those teachers and the availability that they can tell you things that maybe would be more beneficial than what the school curriculum entails for us, it's sad. They want us narrow-minded, and I just encourage everybody to just, open up the blinders, find your why, find your purpose, find some joy, and I think with that you will find opportunity. So I appreciate anybody that listened to my rant, and I hope everybody has a good Wednesday. I am back to the grind myself, off to the races.